Republican Kevin McCarthy is the House Majority Whip. How you doing, sir? And good morning to you, and welcome back to America's Newsroom.
Thanks for having me.
Are we playing chicken?
We're not playing chicken, really. Look what's happening in Washington. This president, in just the 2 years he's been in with the Democrat control, added $3.5 trillion. In the current budget he put out, he'd add another $9 trillion. Republicans believe in a different way. We produced a budget that we'll vote on this year. I mean, actually this week. We'll cut billions this week, and we'll cut trillions this week in the new Ryan proposal, more than $6 trillion. And we'll lower the tax rate so America can be competitive and actually grow jobs.
Okay, I'm going to come back to the vote on the Ryan idea in a moment here, but what is your expectation from the White House tomorrow?
Well, this is a sequel. I mean, when in the history have you ever had a president put out a budget and then have to go take a mulligan and put a new one out because the ideas of the Ryan plan was so strong? I'm sure he's going to try to raise taxes. That's his past behavior is the best indication of future behavior. But the thing that you have to remember on raising these taxes, 70% of all new jobs start through small businesses. I mean, an Apple and a Google started in a garage. He's going to punish those who are creating jobs, and it's going to hurt our economy. And this is going to be a battle we're going to continue to have to fight.
And many believe it'll go down to the 11th hour, much like we watched over the past weekend. Now, Chuck Schumer, a Democratic senator from New York, is saying to your fellow Republicans, take the debt ceiling idea off the table. Is that a possibility, or is that a non-starter?
That's a non-starter. Why would you continue to have the debt increase without making a fundamental change to it? You have to have the ability to change our direction. Look, this last election wasn't about a Republican majority. It was about a cultural change in Washington. And imagine only for a moment the hopes and the future of all Americans if we did not have this debt sitting in front of us. Think of what we could invest in. Think of what our future could be for our children. That is what the Republicans believe we're going to tackle, and that's why we've laid out new ideas to grow the economy and actually cut government spending.
The House Speaker was with us yesterday live here in America's Newsroom, and he talked about his relationship with the president. Says it's good, the two understand each other a lot more than they did before. But he also said the following about jumping in the water together. Listen here.
All right. I can tell you that privately. I've encouraged the president. Mr. President, lock arms with me. Let's jump out of the boat together. We have to deal with this. This is the moment in time that we've been given to address the problems. Forget the next election. Forget the next poll that's going to come out. It's time to do the right thing for the country.
How likely is that scenario now?
Well, I'm hopeful. I was with in a lunch where Speaker Boehner actually said that. Said, Mr. President, entitlements, you need to reform it. Because in a few short years, every dollar that comes in will be taken up just with the 3 entitlements. That we said we would take the lead, he could join with us, and we could just have ideas. Put people before politics if you really want to see America change. Now, the president ignored that, and hopefully in this new proposal, he'll forget about taxes, but actually start talking about ideas that we could put the government, cut the spending back, and grow the economy.
In your first answer, you talked about Paul Ryan's idea to cut $6 trillion over 10 years. If that vote comes this week or next week or whenever the date happens where that vote takes place, it will be a vote about Medicare and the possibility of slashing this huge program considerably. How much of a danger do you fear that could be for your fellow Republicans on that vote? Or will it?
Well, if it explained in a political manner where Democrats want to lie about it just like that, it would be painful. But it's not. We're trying to save Medicare. CBO says it's going bankrupt in less than 10 years. We're trying to make sure it saves it. We say everybody 55 and over, you get exactly what you have right now. Those who are younger could get exactly what Congress has for health care. We're going to save the plan. Through Medicaid, we're going to actually grow both. All of them will increase in spending each and every year, but we're going to be able to put a new system there that you save it for today's seniors and reform it for the future so it's there. Right now, there will be nothing there if you continue to ignore it. Every year you ignore the problem, you add $11 trillion to the unfunded debt.
Kevin McCarthy, appreciate your time this morning. We're awaiting that vote possibly Thursday this week. Thanks for coming in today.